All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the SHIPIT Nation MLB quick hit video for April 4th. Breaking down the 4 games. It's a small slate. FanDuel only has 3 of these games. DraftKings included the later game, the White Sox and the Royals. Yeah, we'll go through, see what we can find. Not a super appealing slate, but the contests are pretty big. FanDuel kind of punted it. They have really small contests on DraftKings, a little bit smaller than normal. So that'll kind of be the main focus. As you can see, just kind of screen sharing here as well. So you can kind of follow along. We're screen sharing on DraftKings. 2 things, obviously, help us out. You could hit the like button and subscribe. Appreciate all the support so far in growing this channel. If you haven't done SHIPITNation.com, if you're interested in some of our MLB only packages, as you can see here, $14 for the week, $39 for the month, $229 for the season. That is industry low prices. So great value. Make sure to get on over there, check it out. You can get our all access as well. It gets you all sports, basically all the sports, the main sports that DraftKings covers, MLB, NBA, MMA, NFL. We have NASCAR, we have NHL. I might be forgetting one, but you can get access to all of them. Again, industry low, price tag, greatest value in the industry. In terms of this slate, like I said, it's a small one. Solid pitching. The hitting, though, it's lacking. The biggest team total on the slate is sitting at like 4.5. So you get that combination of good pitching and still pretty cold weather, and that's what's going to happen early on in the season here. I don't think there's really any weather concerns. A little bit of a chance of rain here in Washington, but I think the game's fine and we'll end up playing. So no real issues there. In terms of the pitchers, which I have up here, have a lot of solid options. At the top, you have Lopez and BB, and then Lugo, and then Lance Lynn. Those are the 4 over 8K. How I rank them, I think it's Lopez and BB 1 and 2. No real preference, maybe a slight lean to Lopez, but either way, these are the 1 and 2 guys on the slate. Easy to play them together, especially when we don't have many bats that we want to pay up for. If you plug them in that lineup, sitting at about 3,900 for all your hitters, essentially, you can make a lot work with that. You get one cheap guy in there, and then you're right back up to higher salary per spot. But Lopez, BB 1-2. Lugo, for me, is not too far behind. He was solid opening day, 8.3K, so a little bit cheaper than those top tier guys. Opening day went 6 innings, 4 strikeouts. Totally a fine option at 8,300. And then I think Lance Lynn is a little bit below him. So Lopez, BB 1-2. Lugo, a close third. I think he's pretty close to those guys, probably closer than the price tag indicates. And then Lance Lynn, a little bit down the list for me here, but he was solid in his first outing as well. And if you want a cheap option, favorite cheap option is going to be Josiah Gray at 6,400. At home here, he flashed. He's had games where he could rack up a lot of strikeouts. First start, 6 strikeouts. It's a solid number. The problem is he gave up 7 earned runs. So if we can avoid the 7 earned runs, he'll be in good shape. So that's kind of how I rank him. When considering salary, Lopez, BB, Lugo, I guess Josiah Gray, and then Lance Lynn. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for the pitcher position. And again, this is a pitcher slate for sure. There's just not a ton of solid offensive options that strike me as being all that appealing. I'll go through the games and just talk about each offense. The first one's going to be Pittsburgh and Washington. The total in this one is the highest on the slate at 8.5. I prefer, I do like the Pirate side here for bats. In on Josiah Gray is a cheap option in MME, but I still want to be on these Pirates bats. O'Neal Cruz stands out as a play. Jake Suwinski should get a good lineup spot, and he's pretty cheap at 3.7K. My guy Rowdy Tellez, cheap as well at 3.2K. So definitely like the Pittsburgh offense. And then at the end, after going through these games, I'll kind of rank the offenses for you and how I see it. Washington, I think, is fine. They have some right-handed bats that can definitely do some damage to a guy like Perez. Joey Meneses stands out. Lane Thompson stands out as a play. Then if you want a catcher, Ruiz at 4.1K should be in a good lineup spot. I think he's fine as well. So more interested in the offense here than the bats. Cleveland, Minnesota, low total, obviously at 7, has my 1 and 2 pitchers. Not much here offensively that I want to get exposure to. If I was going to go to one side, it would probably be Minnesota at home. Obviously, I do like BB, so I'm not going to be overexposed at the spot. Max Kepler stands out as a value play at 3.8K. Julian leading off at 3.5 and Carroll off at 3.2. So you can get a cheap little mini stack there with Minnesota. So I guess I don't hate that, especially if you're not playing BB. Miami and St. Louis, another low total, obviously 8. I do like the Cardinals offense here, though. Not the biggest team total, but they're always in play for me when they're facing a lefty. Goldschmidt, great against lefties. Arenado, great. Contreras, they have. So 3 solid options. I like a mini stack there. You know, those 3 guys, Goldschmidt, Arenado, Contreras, I think all solid options there. Then we'll see what happens with the rest of the lineup. Probably get some, a couple of cheap punt options in there. Don't really love picking on Lance Lynn. If you do, Jazz Chisholm, Josh Bell, Araz are kind of the guys you'd be looking at. Sanchez potentially as well, but I definitely prefer Lynn over the Marlins offense. White Sox Royals at 8 total. I think the Royals are in a pretty good spot facing Soroka. Their team total sitting at 4.5. They've had some good games so far this season. Bobby Witt, Vinny Pasquantino, Sal Perez, Melendez. You got a high upside guy in Renfroe. So this is like a full stack option here for sure. Not much interest in the White Sox. I do like Lugo. He's close to a top tier pitcher for me today. And the White Sox offense just sucks. It's not fun playing White Sox or stacking them. So how I'd rank these offenses, Pittsburgh, number 1 for me today. St. Louis, probably number 2, more of a mini stack. So I like those main bats. If I'm playing St. Louis, I have to have those main guys in there. Royals, definitely full stack. A lot of high upside guys in there. Put the Nats in there at 4. And then if you're looking maybe for a lower owned option, either Minnesota or Miami, I think fine to get some exposure to. I mean, it's a small slate. And who knows what could happen. It's a 4-game slate, solid pitching, pretty crappy cold weather. So kind of where we're at. If you guys have any questions, obviously get on over to shipitnation.com, get in our Discord. All our content will be up nice and early so you guys can digest it throughout the day. And again, if you guys could please do us that favor, hit the like and subscribe on this video. Helps us out a lot. So appreciate all the support so far. We're going to continue to pump out content, improve, and add on to our product. But yeah, that's going to do it here for the quick hit video. And again, thanks for your support. Good luck tonight. Let's get some of those Ship It Nation logos to the top of the leaderboard.